Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the bonding, packaging, scribing and etching of the IC fabrication technology. So in this topic we are going to discuss about the bonding, packaging and the etching and scribing. So these are the techniques or the last stage techniques after the fabrication of the device. So bonding is done. So first we will discuss about the bonding, then packaging. So bonding is done because it creates channel or cavities. Next, it is also create isolation layers like SOI wafers. Second, it reduce the complexity in the each chip. And the last one is it is useful for packaging the device into the IC. Now there are several methods of bonding that can be done. So bonding methods are, the most important is anodic bonding, second one is silicon fusion bonding, third one is photopolymer bonding, fourth one is eutectic bonding, and there are several others bondings too, like press bonding, thermocompression bonding, ultrasonic bonding, or sometimes it is called ultrasonic welding type of bonding, then seam bonding, or another last term is the laser welding is also there. But out of these all methods, these four methods are highly used for their efficiency. So let's first see what is anodic bonding. So for anodic bonding, so this anodic bonding is also called electrostatic bonding, and it bonds glass material with silicon. It is used to reduce the temperature to reasonable level. And in this case, the glass ions or the glass material will produce positive ions. So we can say positive ions of glass drift away from silicon, causing high field at the interface. The next point is that it pull silicon and glass together. And the second one, silicon provides the positive ion and glass provides the negative ion in this anodic bonding, and it is used glass with similar expansion coefficient. So this is the anodic bonding, and in this anodic bonding we just bond glass materials with the silicon substrate. Now let us see what is the structure of this bonding. The structure of the bondings like this. Just at the lower level, this material is called the chuck material, and on this chuck material the silicon substrate is there, and over the silicon substrate there will be a glass substrate, and in this bowl there will be metal cathode chip, and in this metal cathode chip is connected in this fashion to the negative, positive, and with this chuck. So this is a typical anodic bonding apparatus that is used for doing the anodic bonding. Now in this anodic bonding we can see that the silicon substrate and the glass substrate are attached together, and the next bonding is the silicon fusion bonding. So this is another type of bonding that is used also, silicon fusion bonding. In this silicon fusion bonding, silicon to silicon bond and oxide, that is silicon dioxide, also works. The second point is that it is a high physical strength will be produced during this bonding. That means it provides high physical strength between the two layers. Third point is that it requires hydroxyl groups on the surface of the bonding. The fourth one is that 300 to 800 degree centigrade temperature is required for bond with higher anils, and use of low melting glass allows lower temperature bond. So this was about the silicon fusion bonding that bonds the silicon to silicon or silicon to silicon dioxide. Now we will go for the epoxy or polyimide bonding. So epoxy or polyimide bonding. So in this epoxy and polyimide bonding, both conductive and non-conductive types can take place. The second point is that it is an inexpensive and simple method, and it requires lower bond strength, and it can form an insulating layer also. And the last point is that there is a potential decomposition takes place. Now One thing to remember here is that in all these types of bonding, we need not go inside the bonding types, just you need to understand the points only for the GATE exam purpose. Now we will move to the eutectic bonding, because from this total IC technology or IC fabrication chapter, generally 1 to 2 questions comes and not so hard. So we do not need to go in deep to this bonding chapter, just only the overview of the bondings. That's why we are going for the only overview. So in the eutectic bonding, it uses silicon metal alloy or other alloys also, such as silicon with Ag, silicon with Au, and silicon with aluminium. In this eutectic bonding, silicon dissolves in gold at about 370 degrees centigrade and up temperatures. The next point is that it is a relatively low temperature bonding, and the fourth one is that microstructures change allow high reliability and strong bond and good heat dissipation and thermal stability. That means in this eutectic bonding we should able to find high reliability, strong bond, and good heat dissipation factors. And also there is a problem with bonding large areas. That means this eutectic bonding is very good for bonding small areas. So this is all about this eutectic bonding, and there are several other types of bonding that we have already told. Just remember those names, they are not so important for the GATE purpose. Now we will go for the packaging. Packaging means the connection of the chip to the outside world. So we can say it means connection from chip to the outside world. And there are several labels are there inside the packaging. So we can say labels of packaging are of different labels. So labels of packaging, so label 0 is features of the chip, that means where the chip is just placed, and L1 is the chip itself, and L2, that means label 2, is the chip carrier, label 3 is the card, and label 4 is the board. So these are different labels of the packaging technology, and there is a last label which is the cables. So this is the total packaging unit, and within this unit we will get different types of label inside the packaging unit. So general packaging serves two main factors. So we can say the factors which serves by this packaging is protection of the device from working environment, and the second one is the protection of the environment from device material. Now, what are the protection that should be taken from the environment? That is, electrical isolation is something that we should protect the chip from. Similarly, there are mechanical protection also, optical and thermal protection, and also chemical isolation. So, different types of isolation can be done using this packaging method. So, there are electrical isolation, mechanical isolation, optical isolation, and chemical isolation. These are the isolation that can be achieved using this packaging method. Now, if we go for the basic packaging method, let's look at the diagram like this. So, this is the diagram of a basic packaging method. In this packaging method, we can see that the original device is here. This is the original device, and these are the metal pads of the device that should be connected to the outer walls, and these are called the outer leads. If we buy a chip from a market, then you can see this black structure with some legs. These are these legs, and these outer leads are called the leads of the chip. So, these outer leads are connected to this device metal pad in this fashion. There is a metal connection between this pad to this leg. There will be a metal connection where there is a wire bound also. So, in this way, wire are bound on these metal pads. Similarly, this leg has some inner legs like this. These inner legs are connected to this metal pad. Similarly, this inner leg will be connected like this. So, this is the wire bound. Similarly, there will be an inner leg coming inside, and this is the wire bound. Similarly, wires are bound here, wires will be bound here, and wires will be bound here. And there can be connection of another leg in this fashion. So, these legs will be connected by a wire to this metal plate. So, there can be other two metal pads here. So, these are the metal pads which are connecting the chip to the outer worlds. So, they will be connected by this wire bounding, and this is the general packaging of a chip. So, this is all about the packaging technology. We will discuss about the etching and the scribing method. So, etching method and scribing method are the two processes that are done before the packaging or bonding. Etching means removing of unwanted material, and generally in the IC fabrication technology, the etching process is a wet etching process. When an IC or device will be fabricated, according to the need of the device, some part of the material, some part of the silicon dioxide or some part of the positive photoresist should be etched out so that selective process can be done on that material. In that case, we have to remove out the unwanted material from the chip, and this unwanted material is removed by dipping the total device into a solution, and that solution is called the etching solution, and this etching solution is different for different etching material. That means if we want to etch the silicon dioxide layer from the silicon substrate, then we have to dip the total substrate into hydrofluoric acid solution, and this hydrofluoric acid solution will etch out the unwanted silicon dioxide layer from the surface of the silicon. In this way, there are so many etching elements or etching solutions that will etch different materials. So, depending on the need, we will etch the unwanted material. Similarly, scribing is also such process which can scribe out the unwanted material during the growth of the IC fabrication. And in this scribing method, we just use to scribe out the unwanted material during the growth of the device. So, these four methods are very important with respect to the IC fabrication technology: this packaging, bonding, scribing and etching. So, generally etching and scribing methods are done during the growth of the device, but packaging and bonding are done after the growth of the device, after the metallization is done on the surface. So, this is all about the bonding process, the packaging process and etching and the scribing process that are used in during the IC fabrication technology. Thank you.